So during our session, and specifically I'm talking about because I'm seeing there are people who have attended other programs also, they are here. So during our session on financial plan construction, what we do, we start with very basic level of Excel. We start with PV, FV, and PMT and those things. And then we move on to advanced functions. We cover data table, we cover goal seek, and we cover developer tab, writing macros, not writing macros, actually recording macros. So these are the things that we cover. So the purpose of this session is to cover, basically recap some typical functions, Excel like data table, goal seek. These will be covering. Then specific situations, which I come across, a lot of people ask me that how to calculate an increasing SIP or step up SIP. That will be covering. And Kalyan, you were saying SWP, no? Earlier.
SWP.
SWP we will be doing, or any other situation like vacation goal where everybody, some amount is being utilized every second year. So these kind of some typical Excel calculations. However, I am assuming that the people who are in this session, basic Excel is okay. PV, FV, PMT, NPR, rate, IRR, these functions are okay. So if you want help in any of the basic functions, please ask me. IRR, XIRR, and PV, we'll do that also. Generally, I am starting with the use of data table. Data table, as we all know, must be knowing it's a what if analysis tool. It's a what if analysis tool and can be utilized for, it's a what if analysis tool, and the data table can be utilized for looking at the various situations, changing the two input variables. So let's say, for example of data table, what do we do? Let's say your investment amount is let's say 5,000 rupees or SIP. Monthly SIP of 5,000 rupees. And your rate of interest that you are expecting is 12%. And your time period of investment, we'll say NPR of investment is 5 years. So monthly rate would be what? We'll directly put in the formula. 5,000, 12%, 5. So what will be the future value? Or accumulation in 5 years would be, we'll be calculating the future value. FX, FV. Rate is, we'll take the monthly rate. If you remember the formula, 1 plus this 12% to the power 1 upon 12 minus 1. Number of periods would be 5 into 12. PMT every month investment will be 5,000 rupees. Present value is 0 and future value type is 1. So we come across that in 5 years, 5,000 rupees monthly investment will compound to kitna ban jayega? 4,05,518 rupees. Now, since we want to do a what if analysis, since there are two factors that are determining this amount. The two factors are the rate of interest that, or the rate of return that we are expecting. And the second factor is the time period. If we have change in any of these factors, the value will change. So we'll see, we'll put rates here. We are looking at 3 scenarios that if the rate is 8% in the same row as the result. Okay. So 8% is the rate, then 12% was the rate we did, and then there is 16%. 8%, 12%, and 16%. These are the 3 rates that we have taken. Then, in this case, time period, 3 years. Time period we are taking as 3 years, 5 years, and 7 years. 3 different time periods. So basically, based on the 2 variables, what are those variables? Those variables are interest rates and the time period. Now, why interest rate is called row input? Because it is in the same row as the result. And this will be called, the time period is called column input, because it is in the same column as the result. Okay, because our table or our calculation will be based on this corner cell. Then we select this complete area. Then we select this complete area. We will go to data tab, and within data tab, we will go to what if analysis. This is the path. Here, select the whole area, go to data tab, and within data tab, go to data table, and data table will ask you for row input cell. Abhi in row input, what we have put the rate, no? So the rate of the original formula I will put here. And column input mein we have this time period. So we'll put column input mein original entry. The moment we will do this, and we'll do okay, we'll find 9 different values. 9 different values. 8% for 3 years will be 2,03,000. 8% for 5 years, 12% for this. So this has become like your calculation of fare. Got it, or should I repeat it? Now, what might be the complications in this case is that sometimes
Sir, good morning, sir. Sir, good morning to you, Gopal, sir.
Good morning, Gopal.
Sir, I joined just now. If you can repeat this from me.
Okay. Yes. So what I'm doing is we had calculated the future value. We had calculated the accumulation at 4,05,518. Okay. And based on that, we have taken 3 different scenarios of rates and 3 different scenarios of time period. This could be for anything. Like this is just an example. You can use it in any scenario. Now, what I'm doing is that I'm selecting the whole area. Then I'm going to data tab. And within data tab, I am going to what if analysis. And in what if analysis, I'm selecting the bottom one, data table. Data table may row input cell in the same row as the result, there is interest rate. No? Then we will take the original formula one. 12% is the row input, and column input, this 5 is the column. Okay, because it is in the same column. The time period is in the same column. And we do okay. The moment we'll do okay, there would be 9 different values, 9 different scenarios calculated into one. Now, what might happen is that in some cases you might find that ye sara ka sara values ek hi, all the values are same. Or maybe in one row all the values are same. So that means go to this formula. Look at this formula. If you look at this formula, you will see I have only given cell references, no values by hand. If you put any value by hand, your table will go haywire. So while using the advanced functions of Excel, be very, very careful that you do not have to give any function, because these 2 inputs that we are changing should be cell referenced. They should not be inputted by hand. So this is what data table is. Data table could be very useful if you are giving a outlook to client that this might be your returns. And now the client says, no, I do not want to say 9%. What is the return as 9%? Yeah, Aparna, tell me.
Hi, sir.
Hi.
So one question, one of the variables can also be the investment amount, right? So we can basically change the variable here.
Investment amount will not be in this case. Investment amount को हम goal seek में नहीं.
अच्छा, इसमें investment amount नहीं हो
Investment
सकता.
amount
It can either be rate or number of periods.
Investment amount will try na might get too complicated.
Okay. So we can't have like instead of years 357, we can't have 5,000, 7,000, 10,000. It does not work on that.
Might, I've not tried it, but I guess we can try that. But चलिए मैं बताता हूँ आपको बाद में try.
Okay. Otherwise, I'll try it on my own because this is
you can try that. You can try that.
I'll experiment it.
Unlikely it will work. So in that case, goal seek would be more useful.
Okay, got it. Sure. Thank you so much.
Morning. So if you take the cursor to this 4,05,000 rupees so that we can see the formula as well. Once again.
It is FV.
Okay, thank you, Anshu. Thank you so much.
So we have to select the entire column when you put this.
You have to select the entire area like this.
Okay. And then in the input we have to put
data. Then data mein you go to input. Then row input cell mein you have to put this rate wala thing, because if you have put column in the row input cell, so then row input cell would be column. रो इनपुट सेल वुड बी पीरियड. अगर मैंने 357 यहाँ पे लिखा होता तो फिर रो इनपुट सेल ये वाला होता 5 होता. ठीक है. एंड हाँ, व्हाट आई वाज सेइंग इज कि 8% की जगह मान लीजिए आपको 9% करना तो फिर 9% एंड द कैलकुलेशंस विल चेंज. So this is just like a software kind of thing. You can make it, save it in Excel sheet. बार बार आपको बनाना नहीं है, सिर्फ आप टाइम पीरियड वगैरह टाइम पीरियड ऊपर चेंज कर लीजिए, वो भी हो सकता है. So 357, you can change the time period to 12 years. It will change. Change it to 10 years, it will change. So it could be a very useful function, not from the point of view of this, but yes, I know that investors would want various different scenarios, no? कि अगर मैं 5 साल इन्वेस्ट नहीं करूं तो क्या होगा, if I invest for 7 years तो क्या होगा. So that answers a lot of your questions. And remember, this full data table is working on the basis of this corner cell. So what you can also do, you can give this to your client. You don't change much, only keep on changing the rate and period, and the client can play around with it. Okay? And if you do not want, abhi this corner wala 4,05,518 is looking a little extra, no? But we cannot delete it, because then the table won't work. So what we can do, if you remember, we can make it invisible. And how do we make it invisible? See this. Press Ctrl+1. Okay. Go to custom formatting. And in custom formatting, in type, you simply type semicolon 3 times. Journal ko delete karke, type semicolon 3 times. The moment I'll type semicolon, this thing will disappear. Now, disappear does not mean that it is gone. Disappear does not mean that it is gone. It is still there. It's only not visible. Your table will not work unless there is a value in the junction. So this is what data table is. Any doubts on this? If you want to try, take your time, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, try that. What is the calculation?
So I'm getting reference is not valid, so then what it means?
Reference is not valid, matlab?
Like when I select the column.
Putting data table.
Yeah, exactly.
Then in that case, you might not have connected the formula. Put this future value wala formula again.
Yeah, I put it there only. This only.
In this only.
Yeah. Then I put the 3 5s and now you put 3 5. Now when I select entire column now and go to this, when I go to
The
data, what if analysis data table and row input, I'm putting 12%. I can put manually also.
No, you cannot put manually.
I have to select this rate column.
Yeah, you have to select this rate column, and for this column, you have to select this NPR column.
Okay, so input cell I have to put NPR.
Input cell में, देखिए, you have to put it like this. Data, what if analysis, go data table. In input, row input cell, you have to select this. In column input cell, you have to select this. And these must be in the formula where we have calculated the future value. Is it working, Aparna?
Yeah, now it is coming.
Yeah, sir, it worked for me. Initially, I manually put the cells in the data table reference, but if I click the cells, then it's working.
Okay. So data table है, practice is sometimes we will get it wrong. Sub value एक जैसा आ जाएगा. The only thing that you have to remember while putting data table is that what you have to do?
Cells formula linked.
Formula cells, मतलब cells formula link and cell references. No values by hand. The optimum use of Excel is only when you are giving cell references. Chalo. If this is clear, so this was what data table. This sheet I will be sending across. This is data table. Now let's talk about increasing SIP. Increasing SIP ka calculation, step up SIP ka calculation. And there we will be using goal seek also. Using goal seek.
Anshul, sorry to interrupt you. But if we can change the amount into that table, that whatever that 5,000 rupees written or maybe a 12% that you have written, if we
Mhm.
change the amount over there only, so is it
Yeah.
going to change the total
Yeah, it is.
table
Change it.
numbers as well?
It has changed now. See this? I've changed it to 10,000
Okay,
and now all the amounts have changed.
right.
So this is fully flexible. It's just like the companies or the AMCs put a calculator no on their
Mhm.
website. So you can create your own calculator here. It's just like
Got
that.
it. Got
You
it.
can change
So
any
in case
input,
of
but they can keep. Mhm.
right now you're going to top up the SIP amount that let's say
Yes,
after
yes, yes.
6 months that 500 rupees increase or 1 year.
After 1 year, I'm changing, doing to do that, increasing
Okay.
SIP in both ways, like percentage
Please.
increase also and top up amount also. Step up.
Great, thank you. Please.
See this. If we are looking at, let's say, again, let's say investment amount is how much? 10,000, I say. Then a return would be rate of return, let's say 12% only. Period 10 years. And growth in investment growth would, let's say, 10%. If it is increasing at 10%. So what I am assuming here is that you are investing 10,000 rupees today. For a year, 10,000 will be there. Then after that, it will increase by 10%. It will continue for a year and 10%. And this will continue till 10 years. I want to know what will be my accumulation after 10 years. In normal case, when it is not increasing, what we can do? We can simply calculate the future value. If it is increasing year on year, so we can apply the formula of future value of increasing annuity. Future value of increasing annuity का formula लग जाता है when you do it manually, but that formula will not be valid here because that formula calculates, वो क्या calculate करता है that when the value is increasing on the annual basis. But if the value is not increasing on the annual basis, if the value is increasing monthly, it is increasing annually, but you are investing monthly. Then what do we do? Then we will make a schedule. 1, 2, 3. But the investing, increasing SIP के लिए using goal seek नहीं है. Let me say increasing SIP and goal. For increasing SIP, you won't require goal seek, but yes. I'll do that. Increasing annuity FE formula, I'll do that. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 10 year. Now your investment would be, first investment is 10,000. Okay. Next year, your investment would be 10,000 into 1 plus 10%. Every year you are going to increase the investment by 10%. So 10,000, 11,000, and so on. Sorry, my mistake. Rate को fix करना मैं भूल गया. Every year it is going to increase by 10%. So we have to fix the rate. And we have increased it. So these will be the SIPs. Every year there will be different SIPs. The first 10,000 amount for 12 months, then 11,000 for 12 months, 12,100 for 12 months, 13,310 for 12 months, and so on. Now what do we do?
Sir, एक बार वो fixing the cell, just show it once.
For fixing the cell, what do we do? For fixing the cell, we need to put a $sign in front of row and column. And the shortcut for that is just see this. After select the cell, okay, 10%, and fixing के लिए either F4 or function key and F4. F4.
Either.
F4.
Okay.
And but if your F4 key is linked to function key, then function key and F. In my computer, it is function key and F. Fn and F4. In some computers, it is directly F4 also.
Otherwise, we need to enter the dollar symbol.
Otherwise, you need to enter the dollar sign. These shortcuts sometimes do not work in Apple computers. Apple वालों में काम नहीं करते. They are different. Sometimes they work.
Otherwise, we should just enter dollar and the cell.
Dollar and dollar row sign, dollar column sign. $C, $24.
Dollar?
$C, $24. No?
Okay,
Row
fine.
number के पहले column number. Now we see accumulation. Accumulation के लिए what we will calculate? Accumulation के लिए we will have to calculate the future value. So it will be FV. Rate is, what will be the rate? Monthly rate. Why? 1 plus 12%. Whole to the power 1 by 12 because it is a market-based investment, -1. This is the monthly nominal rate we have put. Number of periods is 10. No. Number of periods will be 12. Each SIP would be for 12 months, no? So we can put 12 by hand also because 12 will not be used for goal sake. Otherwise, you can write 12 here and use that cell. So NPR is 12. PMT would be minus 10,000 for 12 months. This would be the regular payment. PV is 0 or PV would be this cell and type would be 1. Okay, अभी आंसर आएगा नहीं क्योंकि उसमें accumulation लिखा हुआ है. I'll change that. This will be the value. What I have given is I have given the PV as a upper cell. Abhi starting with there is no PV because there is no initial investment. No? But after that, there will be a PV. This value that we have accumulated in the first year will become the present value for the next year's investment. No? So again, we will do. Now we don't have to do anything. What we have to do, we have to simply drag it down. This is your answer.
Anshul, we can drag it down into the accumulation column, but when we speak about the SIP top up by 10% year after year, we cannot drag down and bring the value of the 10th year. So while we are increasing the SIP amount by 10% year after year, now when I increase by 10%, 10 to 11% and 11 to 12, and I cannot drag down and bring the value of 20.
In that case, you cannot drag down. In that case, this is basically when we are increasing by the definite rate every year. $127.
Okay, thank you.
Why it is not getting dragging down? Have we missed to fix something? Because rate we have fixed, number of periods 12. PMT we don't need to fix. PV is G20, we do not need to fix. So why we are not getting the answer? Just let me do it again. FV rate is 1 plus 12% and F4 to the power 1 by 12 minus 1. NPR is 12. PMT is minus this amount, 10,000. PV is minus this. This was a mistake. हमने PV में minus का sign नहीं डाला था. This was a mistake. छोटा mistake से Excel can be quite confusing sometimes. So to be a little careful. Now we'll get it. The only thing is we missed one minus sign and that calculation was not happening. So the accumulation would be 32,68,898.
So if there is any initial amount, we can put instead of 0, we can put that money.
Instead of 0, you can put that. If there is already an initial amount, 5 lakh, 7 lakh, whatever. Let's say if we put initial investment of 5 lakh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this amount will become 48,21,000. Now the question is, how is goal seek involved in this? The question is that the client for whom you are planning this, he says, but boss, my goal is 45 lakhs. My goal is not 32,68,000. You are giving me an investment plan that I'm investing starting with 10,000 starting. This is accumulating only to 32 lakhs. But the goal that I'm looking for after 10 years is equal to 45 lakhs. So tell me the amount that I should invest in place of 10,000 that I can get 45 lakhs. Everybody got the situation? That the client does not want 10 lakh rupees. The client wants 32 lakh rupees. He wants 45 lakhs. So what will we do? In this case now, we are going to employ goal C. Just have a look. Put in this cell, go to data. In data, go to what if analysis. And in what if analysis, go to goal C. Set this cell, what is the value we want in this cell? We want 45 lakh, no? By changing cell, by changing this cell, investment amount. Okay, say this. By investing 13,766. Yeah, anybody saying anything?
So can you use second year calculation? I'm not getting this 390153.
नहीं ये नहीं आएगा, ये तो चेंज हो गया मेरा.
ओके नहीं, ये पहले वाला
पहले वाला ये है.
हाँ ये 283 से सो वो वाला फार्मूला भी देगा.
ये दिस फार्मूला रेट को फिक्स नहीं किया होगा आपने.
So is it $C $22 is the fix, or maybe we have to change with the raw value?
No. You $C $22 is fixed cell. Matlab, you have to select, do it like this. I go here and when I input rate, no. Just a sec. When I input rate.
Because my laptop don't have that F4 function that you might have.
F4 doesn't have. If you do not have F4 function, that you do this thing. $C $22.
Okay.
Or you can select C22. Okay. And put a $sign in front of it. That will fix the cell. It is called absolute referencing. Otherwise, Excel does relative referencing. You know relative referencing? Excel calculates as per this. Great.
सर नेक्स्ट वाला दिखा ना 283.
283 भी यही है.
और ये आ रहा है 140 आ रहा है 14043.
पीवी में वैल्यू डाला नहीं डाला है?
नहीं जीरो रखा है सर. जीरो है.
पीवी जीरो नहीं रखना है. पीवी अपने को पिछले सेल का वैल्यू देना है. देखो मेरे में पीवी का रेफरेंस है ना लास्ट सेल का.
ओके
आपने जीरो हाथ से डाल दिया हो.
हाँ नहीं सर वो ओके नहीं मैंने वो सेल सेलेक्ट कर लिया.
वो सेल सेलेक्ट किया तो फिर होना चाहिए माइनस करके वो सेल सेलेक्ट कीजिए पिछला वाला.
नहीं मैंने जीरो वाला किया तो ड्रैग क्यों नहीं हो रहा था. ड्रैग तो नहीं
होना तो चाहिए. मस्ट बी.
हाँ सर यही आ रहा है. लेट मी थैंक यू.
फिर इस पे गोल सीक कैसे लगाना है दोबारा दिखाता हूँ. गो टू लास्ट सेल जिसका वैल्यू आपको चेंज करनी है. एंड अगेन लुक एट द फॉर्मूला एक्सेप्ट फॉर 12. बाकी कुछ भी हाथ से नहीं है. एवरीथिंग इज cell reference, and the cell that you want to change, go to data, go to what if analysis, go to goal seek, this set cell to value. This value has to be inputted by hand. 45 1 2 3 4 5 by changing which cell? By changing 10,000 ka cell. You can select what you want to change. You can change the rate also. You can change the growth also. Anything you can change, but this must be input. Okay. But 13,766 rate is 12%. So basically, if the client invests 13,766 instead of 10,000, then he will achieve the goal of accumulating 45 lakh over a period of.
By increasing SIP 10% year after year.
By increasing SIP 10% after. So 45 lakh wala goal achievable. That's why it's called goal seek. One very important thing about goal seek. Goal seek does not show in the cell. You will have to remember कि यहाँ goal seek लगा. Otherwise, you will say 13,766 आया किधर से? From where I got this random number 13,766? So for that, you have to remember that this is goal seek is there.
Yeah, the figures disappear also if you okay or cancel it. So the figures keep changing.
Figures keep changing. So you have to practice goal seek. You have to be careful around goal seek. But it's an extremely powerful and useful function. Now in that case, see this. If I did not want to change the amount, but I wanted to change the rate of return that I should be getting. Same investments, if I get a higher rate of return, I will still get 45 lakhs. No? So goal seek to value 45, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by changing cell, by changing now return ones. Look at that. That if you want to achieve by investment of 10,000 initially and giving 10%, then you'll have to earn a return of 19% on investment in place of 12% that we took. With
Like,
making
sir,
sense?
I'm getting cell must contain a value when I do this goal seek.
What you are getting?
The cell must contain a value.
हाँ तो आपने कनेक्ट नहीं किया होगा. Look at the formula. कहीं ना कहीं कोई वैल्यू हाथ से डाल दिया आपने.
नहीं सर, वो ड्रैग किया है, वो सारा मैच हो गया आपसे. बट
ये ऐसा कैसा फॉर्मूला है?
फॉर्मूला सर आई थिंक यही है सर.
चेक के फॉर्मूला ऐसा कैसा होना चाहिए?
हाँ, सेल्स मेरे डिफरेंट है. पावर वन
ये सेल्स डिफरेंट होंगे चलेगा, बट हर जगह सेल रेफरेंस होना चाहिए. क्योंकि आपका ये जो फॉर्मूला है ना लास्ट वेल में. अच्छा, और आपने कौन सी रेट सेलेक्ट की है?
सर मैं ये सर माय आई एम गेटिंग 32 lakhs.
32 lakhs is okay, but have you given यहाँ पे जो फॉर्मूला डाला था, जैसे मैंने डाला है 1 + 8 to 1/12 - 1 ऐसा करके डाला है या हाथ से डाल
नहीं
दिया?
सर वही नहीं सर रेफरेंस लिया था, वही डाला.
वही डाला है.
वो अपना F4 किया था मैंने. वो वही सेल लिया जो ये वाला है ना आपका रेट वाला.
हाँ,
मैन्युअली
रेट वाला
लिया,
सेल
फॉर्मूले से किया. फॉर्मूले से किया है.
दोबारा देखो उसको एक बार. एक और कैलकुलेशन करते हैं, उसमें ट्राई करो.
जी सर.
चलिए एक और कैलकुलेशन करते हैं. अभी ये स्टेप ऑफ एसआईपी वाज परसेंटेज इंक्रीज. नाउ लेट अस लुक एट अमाउंट इंक्रीज. सो अमाउंट में क्या होगा? सेलेक्ट दिस. बाकी ऐसा कैसा रहेगा? द ओनली थिंग दैट वी नीड टू डू इज कि यहाँ पे हम अज्यूम कर रहे हैं that instead of increasing by 10%, the growth is 1,000 rupees every year. If the growth is 1,000 rupees every year, rest of the things will remain the same. So we will do SIP. First is year, SIP, and accumulation. Now, year is 1 से लेकर के 10 तक वही रखते हैं. Let's keep our time horizon same of investment. And SIP would be equal to first year is this. Another thing, विपुल उसमें आप चेक करिएगा, ये वाला 10,000 है ना, this should be cell referenced. ये वाला 10,000 भी हाथ से नहीं डाला होना चाहिए, ये दोनों connected होने चाहिए.
Okay.
Okay, so वो गड़बड़ हो सकती है.
Let me check sir.
So 10,000 plus this amount, और इस amount को हम fix कर देंगे because every year we are going to increase by the same amount. If we fix this and drag it down, so these will be the SIPs over the year. First year 10,000, second year 11,000, third year 12,000. Then for calculating accumulation, what do we do? ये देखिए आपका existing investment PV को हम 0 डाल देते हैं अभी. So what we'll do, we'll put a formula of future value. FV rate is again same 1 plus 12% and 12% को select करके we'll have to fix it. Function F4 to the power 1/12. Look at the formula the way I am putting. This is taking care of BODMAS. You have to be extremely careful about BODMAS, bracket of division, multiplication, addition, subtraction, because Excel follows BODMAS. Number of periods would be 12. Yeah, से डाल सकते हैं. PMT would be minus 10,000, PV would be minus 0, and type would be 1. This is the formula that we have put. Okay, rate is monthly rate. And when we do this, 1,27,664, exactly the same thing. First year investment is the same. From the second year, it'll be like this. So in this case, the future value would be 30,43,449. This is a little lesser than 10% year-on-year investment. So this is how you calculate increasing SIP. I will save this and I will send it across to you. So you can use this as a template only. Keep on changing the investment amount, return period. अगर आपको change करना है, if you want to calculate it for more than 10 years, you can just drag it down. Are we getting it? For the people, I guess some people are here who have not attended my financial plan construction. They have attended other workshops. So if you are not proficient in Excel, this might be a little complex because this is an advanced function. So basic function की मैं करूँगा program आगे. So you can attend that also if you are finding it difficult. But I hope I have explained it quite clearly. Now what do we do? The next thing, we'll apply goal seek into it. Same 45 lakhs wala. Goal seek के लिए what we'll do? Again for goal seek, we go to data tab. Data tab में first keep the cell here. Whatever cell you want to change, the cursor should be in that cell. Then what do? We go to data. Data में we go to what if analysis, goal seek, set this cell to value, whatever value you would like to put, 45 lakhs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. By changing cell, by changing the initial investment amount. So the initial investment amount is 10,000 and I do that and say this. Instead of 10,000, the initial investment amount has to be 16,501. Got it? So this is how we can calculate SIP, increasing SIP, step up SIP, and can utilize goal seek and data table functions to do our scenario analysis. देखिए गोल सीक का जरूरत नहीं है. अगर आपको गोल सीक नहीं करना है, if you are finding goal seek difficult, then you can do trial and error. Since this is Excel now, आपको 45 लाख चाहिए तो उसको 15,000 कर दीजिए. ओके 41 लाख हो गया, अभी इसको 15,500 कर. 42,750 हो गया, अब इसको 16,000 कर. 43,780 हो गया, ओके यू कैन क्लोज. 16,200 कर दी. 44,32 हो गया, 16,350 कर दिए. 44,60, 16,550 कर दिए. हो गया काम. So that way you can also do. If you are finding goal seek difficult, do trial and error. You have Excel, वो सब हमारे हाथ में है, but the only thing is things should be connected. Yeah, Aparna.
So we can use goal seek also to see by how much the SIP should change every year, right? The growth can also be checked.
We can do, yes.
I think it's coming to 2,814 or something.
Let's see. Initial was 10,000 ना. One thing about goal seek is कि आपने पहला value जो value change हुआ है ना, if you restore that value to the original position, the calculation is completely restored. So if you want to check that, data, what if analysis, goal seek, set this cell to 45 lakhs. By changing cell, instead of 1,000 rupees, by how much the SIP should increase? So, okay, 2813. Yes, Aparna, correct answer.
Got it. Thank you.
So this is formula for increasing SIP. This is not for increasing annuity. Increasing annuity is a different thing. Increasing annuity, that means you are investing one amount per year and that amount is increasing percentage and percentage. Like people who are working on calculator, they generally do कि वो सारा SIP को एक ही मान लेते हैं and use, मतलब if there are 12 SIPs of 10,000 rupees every year, they take it of 1,20,000 every year and then calculate according to it. So let's say the formula of increasing annuity, FV of increasing annuity, I must have told you, आपने कहीं ना कहीं पढ़ा होगा. FV of, excuse me for a little handwriting, ऐसा ही आता है इस पे. FV of increasing annuity would be P into 1 plus R to the power N minus 1 plus, just अगर आपको मैनुअली करना है और एक ही पेमेंट है ये, 1 plus g to the power n by r minus g. This is the formula typically used of increasing annuity. P into where P is your initial investment, first investment. R is the return that you are expecting and G is the growth in investment. And but this is in the end mode. अगर इसको begin mode में करना है तो 1 plus R और लगाना पड़ेगा. Like for the people who are not appearing for exam, don't worry, we can do it in Excel also. But this is typically the formula that you would have seen if you have studied for exam or doing anything. Clear? So let's take an example of this also. Now, how it is different from what we have done now? Let's see. Let's say if you are investing one amount every year, you are investing X amount every year. You are investing 30,000 amount. Investment कितना हो जाएगा आपका? If your investment amount every year is, initial investment amount is 30,000. And you are doing it for 12 years. Investment growth is, let's say 20%. You are increasing it by 20% every year. Your ROI is, let's say, कितना ले ROI? 12% पकड़ लेते हैं. And period of investment is 15 years. So how much money you have? इसके लिए we can do, अभी जो मैंने formula बताया था, what is the formula? In this case, P is this is G, this is R, and this is N. So if we apply the formula that you have just noted, क्या formula था? Let me write it again. The formula was P into P into 1 plus R एक बार ये begin mode में calculate करेंगे. This Kejriwal is popping up. So P into 1 plus R into 1 plus R to the power n minus 1 plus G to the power n by R minus. This is the formula I told you, no? So if we apply this formula here, we'll get the value as, say this, 30,000. This is P into, bracket open. First is 1 plus R, 1 plus R, which is 15% into 1 plus R is not 15%, 12%, my mistake. We cut down. 1 plus 12% to the power 15 minus 1 plus G, 1 plus 20% to the power 15, bracket close, divided by 12% minus 20%. Got the formula? Exactly the same formula that we applied. P into 1 plus R into 1 plus R to the power n minus 1 plus G to the power n by R minus G. So how much, what will be? So this is basically not, we are not the same case. This is, I am investing 30,000 rupees currently. Ek saal baad 20% more than that, then 20% more than that. But only one investment in a year, my amount would be 417,205. 41,72,051 rupees. I'll be accumulating. Is it nahi hai? How much is this? 41 lakhs hai, 4 crore 17 lakhs hai. 41 lakhs here.
It's a 41 lakhs only. I doubt there is something wrong with the numbers.
This P into 1 plus R into 1 plus R to the power n minus 1 plus G to R minus. It's okay. 30,000 for 15 years. Principal amount would be not much. चलिए शेड्यूल बना के चेक कर लेते हैं. ये तो देखिए फॉर्मूला है. अगर आपको फॉर्मूला याद ना रहे, so we can we do that in Excel? Yes, sir. 417205, correct. Let's see how can we do it in Excel. Excel में अगर आपको करना है. So this is the story of how many years? 15 years. So first payment 15. Write it like this: 15, 14, 13, देखिए, the first payment is happening today. What is the first investment? First investment is 30,000. And then 30,000 into 1 plus 20%. And this 20% we will fix it because this is the same rate. So 1 plus 20%, 36,000, and we drag it down. So these will be the investments over the year. First year 30,000, then 36,000, then 43,200, then 51,840, then 62,208. Okay. These will be the investment. Now what do we do? Okay, the question is why we have written the years in ulta 15, 14, 13 and all, because your first payment will be accumulating for 15 years, second would be for 14 years, and final payment will be accumulating for 1 year. No? So if we calculate the future value of all these separately and we add them, shouldn't we get the future value? 30,000 for 15 years, 36,000 for 14 years, 43,200 for 13 years. So I'll calculate the future value. FV at what rate? Now this is an annual investment, no? So there's no rate to change karne ka 12%, and we'll fix this 12%. Number of periods is this. Isko fix nahi karna. PMT nahi hai, nothing PMT. PV would be this because we are calculating 15 different future values. Type doesn't matter in this case, but I put 1. So 164,206. And if I drag it down, and after dragging it down, I'll add them. See, this exactly same value I'm getting 41,72,051, 41,72,051.44. तो ये हमको फॉर्मूला से आई है ऑफ इंक्रीजिंग एन्युटी, और ये जो वैल्यू है ये हमारे शेड्यूल से आई है. बट वन एडवांटेज इन शेड्यूल, यहाँ पे आप गोल स्टिक लगा सकते हैं. फॉर्मूला में यू कांट पुट गोल स्टिक, इट्स डिफिकल्ट. Now if I want to find out,
तो एक बार फिर दिखाएं.
ये दोबारा दिखाओ. देखिए
यस सर.
यहाँ तक क्लियर है ना? ये 15 ये इन्वेस्टमेंट अमाउंट तक तो क्लियर है.
ये वाला ये ठीक है.
अब देखिए मैंने क्या किया, सारी फ्यूचर वैल्यूज दोबारा कैलकुलेट करके आई हैव एडेड दैम. सी दिस क्या किया मैंने, इज इक्वल टू एफवी. एफवी रेट इज द 12%, and I'll fix this 12%. Number of periods would be 15. Oh, sorry. First ka 15. This one. There's no PMT because each one is PV. How we are calculating. So this is PV. Type is 1. However, type does not matter in this case because type matters only if there is a value in PMT. Aisa kiya. And then what we'll do, we will drag it down. Only rate is fixed. इन सबको किया. सो ये सारी अलग अलग फ्यूचर वैल्यूज आ गए. योर 30,000 will accumulate to 164, 36,000 will accumulate to 175, 43,200 will be accumulating to this, and if we add all of them, 41,72,051, which is the future value of this increasing annuity schedule, and it is same as what we are getting from the formula.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, in this case, if you want to apply goal stick, you can that.
If the withdrawals are getting, suppose like in post-retirement, withdrawals get increased by in the rate of inflation, then we just use the formula to change the rate, right? Where you do that rate of return, that's all you do. Or can you goal seek there also?
Retirement withdrawal schedule में?
हाँ, retirement withdrawal schedule में जब retirement corpus calculate करते हैं, then we generally use a constant rate of inflation and constant rate of post corpus return.
Exactly.
And that's how we come to the one figure while using it in the formula itself to have a specific rate. But is there a way that even in retirement corpus, then we sort of use this or some way to look at other scenarios?
अगला problem retirement का कर लेते हैं, try करते हैं. And
And so if I
retirement-
put it the other way around, let's say if I accumulate 1 CR, Okay, and if I've started doing SWP or a withdrawal from 6% from first year, from second year, I'll withdraw 8%. From third year, I'll withdraw 10%. And 10% will remain same as the fund last. So is it way we can put it into formula and make a kind of an illustration to the customer?
Let's try to do that. देखिए आपका corpus is, or let's first get a corpus like Aparna is saying, and then we'll do this. Okay. Let's say current age is 35 years. Retirement age is 60 years. Current expense is, let's say, 70,000 rupees per month. And expense at retirement inflation is, let's say, is 5%. Or let's say 5.5%. 5% looks too, maybe कम ही लगता है. Inflation is 5.5%. I'm taking. Now, expense at retirement would be this into 1 plus 5.5% to the power 60 minus 35. And life expectancy would be, let's take a life expectancy of 80 years. So retirement period would be how much? Retirement period would be 80 minus 60, 20 years. Corpus required would be, अब देखिए retirement के बाद expected return कितना पकड़े हम? Expected return is how much?
10%.
10%.
8 or 10%.
Let's be conservative. Let's take 8%. Okay. So real return would be, that is all yours. Real return would be equal to 1 plus 8% divided by 1 plus 5.5% minus 1. Which will be equal to 2.36% nearly. Now we are calculating in the annual mode only. हम monthly में नहीं जा रहे हैं. So let's take annual expense. Annual expense would be at retirement would be this into 12, which is 32 lakhs. So retirement corpus is PV of this amount, which the calculation you all must be knowing, 2.37%. Number of periods would be 20 years. PMT would be minus this amount, 32 lakhs. Future value would be 0 and type would be 1. So 5 crore 17 lakhs. This will be the retirement of 5 crore 17 lakhs, 34,312. Now in this you were saying something, Aparna?
Yeah, I was just asking that, right now we've got this corpus with the assumptions of 5.5% inflation and expected return 8%. अच्छा, इसमें तो इसी में change करके we don't need goal seek for this.
ये change हो जाएगा. We don't need goal seek. You can change the rate. If I change the rate of inflation to 7%, this amount will increase to this. If I change it to 4%.
Then I realized the question of, the other attendee, I'm not sure who asked that, but increasing SWP also makes sense that if our withdrawals increase every year, then how do we calculate that?
Now let's calculate. यहाँ से SWP calculate करते हैं इसमें. I think Kalyan, your question was this also, no? So yes. Let's see. How does SWP work? Does it work in percentage thing or definite amount thing? How do you want to calculate it?
Definite amount.
Definite amount. Let's say 5,17,000. So यहाँ पे around 2,66,000 आएगा monthly expense. So if we withdraw this 2,60,000 every month, or rather 32 lakh every year, and increase it by inflation every year. देखिए first year हमारा 32 lakh का withdrawal रहेगा. Second year our withdrawal will increase by X amount. Okay, inflation, जो भी आप inflation पकड़ो. I think that is the concern for most of the people. No, यही है.
Yeah, we can do it by rate, or as Kalyan said, even the absolute figures if they are changing. That you start with a.
Okay, absolute figure we can do, or we can do by rate. Normal thing is by rate because expense increase by inflation rate, no?
हाँ ठीक है, works. But उसमें आपका rate consistent है, then you're saying.
Rate consistent है, rate को आप change कर सकते हैं.
And उससे absolute figure change हो रहा है. Got it.
देखिए हमारा जो end में बचेगा ना,
हाँ.
वो zero बचेगा.
Yeah,
At the
yeah.
end of life expectancy,
Right.
the amount will be zero. Now we can play around with that. Let's make a schedule and then see what we can do with that.
Sure.
So this is your corpus. This is the SWP amount, withdrawal. And this is your balance. This would be there, no? Now your corpus, your beginning corpus is this amount. Your starting corpus at the time of 0 is this amount. And at time 0, you are going to withdraw some amount. How much? This much you will be able to withdraw the first expense. And what will be the balance? The balance would be this amount minus this amount. This is the first year. 0 नहीं लेते, first year पकड़ लेते. First year का beginning.
You will also have the corpus increase by 8%, right? Your balance will also.
We'll do that. But first, this is at the beginning of the first year we are withdrawing. Type 1 करके किया है ना?
Okay. So then SWP at the beginning of first year होगा क्या?
At the beginning of first year, we have assumed here that all the withdrawals are at the beginning of the year only.
Done.
At the time of retirement, अब इसमें थोड़ा complication और डाल सकते हैं कि इसमें से निकाल के किधर और डाल सकते हैं, liquid fund में डाल सकते हैं बच्चे, तो 5% का रिटर्न भी उधर से भी आएगा and he will keep on returning. That would be additional complications. So we are not.
नहीं, वो तो expected return में आपका cover हो गया ना, that you are anyway reinvesting that.
Expected return 8% है, but हमने ये assume किया है कि first आपने 5 crore 17 lakhs accumulate,
right,
and then you withdraw 32 lakhs just at the time. Then what do we do? Now, for how many years is the retirement period?
20.
20 years. ये exactly हो जाएगा क्योंकि हमने कैलकुलेशन ही किया, अभी हम रिवर्स कैलकुलेशन कर रहे हैं, कुछ नहीं किया हमने. So अब देखिए इसमें अभी आपको बताऊंगा, we'll change it. Once we do this, then we will change the thing. Now the balance is this, so balance will increase by what rate? This into 1 plus 8%. No? Balance will be invested, so it will increase by this amount. Okay. Now your this SWP should increase by what amount? This into 1 plus inflation. Okay. And balance would be equal to this amount minus this.
You'll have to fix those cells of inflation and expected return rate.
Inflation and expected return, correct. So you'll have to fix those cells. This cell I've already fixed. Then you don't have to do anything. You have to simply drag it down and hope that at the end of 20th year, our balance comes to 0. And see this. Number format में कर देते हैं. It is coming in 0. So this is your retirement schedule. ये 0 आना ही था because whatever done, we had done our calculation in this way. हमने corpus ही ये सब लेके calculate किया था ना. So it will come 0 obviously. But is this clear? Is this is like a SWP? This is a retirement withdrawal schedule. Now the question is the complication in this, because it had to come 0 because we have calculated it in such a way that finally it will be 0. But if you are not calculating in this way, like Prashant asked earlier, that if I have 1 crore rupees or if I have 7 crore rupees. So if 5 crore rupees, if I don't have this much money, if I do not have this much money, and so my amount will be finished, no? If I have 4 crore है मेरे पास मान लीजिए, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So my amount will be finished first. 15 years में खत्म हो जाएगा. So what is the reduction in the amount that I should have? What is the reduction in the amount that I should have? That would be मेरे को अपना एक्सपेंडिचर रिड्यूस करना है. बाय व्हाट परसेंट शुड आई रिड्यूस माय एक्सपेंडिचर सो दैट ये वैल्यू जाके जीरो आ जाए, नेगेटिव में ना आए. आर यू गेटिंग इट? देखिए 4 करोड़ है. 4 करोड़ में या तो दो चीजें रिड्यूस हो सकती है, या तो मेरा रिटर्न इंक्रीज हो सकता है तो मेरा 4 करोड़ लास्ट कर जाए, या इन्फ्लेशन कम हो जाए तो मेरा 4 करोड़ लास्ट कर जाएगा, या फिर माय एक्सपेंस विल रिड्यूस. एंड इन माय हैंड देयर इज ओनली वन थिंग, आई कैन रिड्यूस माय एक्सपेंसेस.
Right.
उसमें वी कैन डू लेट्स ट्राई एंड दिस. ये मैं आपके साथ ही कर रहा हूँ, मैंने पहले नहीं किया है. डेटा व्हाटएवर एनालिसिस गोल सीक, set this cell to value 0 by changing which cell? By changing this cell. Sales. अगर आपका कॉर्पस 4 करोड़ है और आपका रिटर्न 8% की जगह 11% आ गया, वो भी आपका काम हो जाएगा. Are we getting it?
This is very helpful. Thank you.
That if you are not able to accumulate 5 crore 15 lakh, but somehow then if you don't accumulate things, then either reduce your expense or earn higher return. No?
So we can also change cell H67, you're saying.
At 67 years old. This
The
cell
annual
you won't be,
expense.
this you
Nahi,
won't be able to change. Why?
H67. That is
you
your
would-
linkage. Yeah.
You will not be able to change this because this is a formula. Okay.
Oh, it has to be an absolute
It
figure.
has
that
to be an
gets
absolute
changed.
figure. So write this
Ah,
3203249.57 और इसका आप रेफरेंस दीजिए यहाँ पे. Then you will be able to check.
एक digit कम है, I think.
एक डिजिट कम रह गया है. 3203249.57. आप गोल सीक में जो सेल चेंज करते हैं ना, दैट मस्ट बी वैल्यू. अब देखिए एग्जैक्ट जीरो नहीं आ रहा है क्योंकि हमारा एग्जैक्ट 0.57 अप्रोक्सीमेशन है ना, इसलिए एग्जैक्ट जीरो नहीं है, विच इज ओके. 28 पैसा आ रहा है, विच इज ओके. सो दैट्स व्हाई आई से कि जलना नहीं चाहिए. बट इफ यू वांट टू चेंज दिस सेल, लेट्स से अभी ये जीरो ही है करीब करीब. मान लीजिए अगर हम अपना रिटर्न वो रखते हैं 8% ही रखते हैं, by what amount you have to reduce your expenses? So for that you see data what if analysis goal seek, set this cell to value 0 by changing now this cell. Say this 0 हो गया, and you have to reduce your yearly expense by nearly 8 lakh rupees, 7,27,000 rupees. यानी मंथली एक्सपेंस आपको कितने अमाउंट से रिड्यूस करना पड़ेगा? बाय अराउंड 60,000 रुपीज. 2,66,000 है ना, इट हैज टू बी 2 लाख का एक्सपेंस. देन 8% पे भी इट इज डूएबल. आर यू गेटिंग इट? एवरीबडी इज गेटिंग इट? लिटिल कॉम्प्लिकेटेड एनालिसिस.
By looking at the Excel, it looks like very easy, but when we're going to practically implement it, it's going to be very difficult.
It's a typical kind of thing that we are doing, but since we are working in Excel and all, but this is a deep analysis of retirement goal that you can do. SWP कितने का करना है, उसको बोलो कि भाई you don't withdraw if you have accumulated only what I would say 4 crore, then don't withdraw 32 lakhs. Start with 20-24 lakhs. 2 lakh में खर्चा चलाओ महीने का.
Right. So it's virtually comes in 6% from the first year, and maybe going forward, second, third year, almost 8%. Then after things will be easy.
Yeah.
Sir, in goal 6, sir, when I'm putting this 0, though, I get that some different answers. 1 plus.
What you are getting? Is it rotating?
It's rotating, but I get some figure which is not, 1 plus E kind of thing.
Can you be a little loud? आवाज कम धीरे आ रही है आपकी.
नहीं सर, मैं ये कह रहा हूँ सर, ये जो गोल सीक में आपने भी 0 रखा था ना सर.
यहाँ पे
तो हाँ, यहाँ पे.
अच्छा, तो आप एक काम करिए, उसमें Ctrl+1 दबाइए और यहाँ पे उसको नंबर फॉर्मेट सेलेक्ट कर दीजिए, जनरल में हो. Ctrl 1 दबा के नंबर फॉर्मेट सेलेक्ट कर दिए, 0 बन जाए।
नहीं टाइप कर सकते हैं आप वहाँ पे, जैसे
हम्म।
सेल रख के, हैं?
क्या चीज?
जैसे यहाँ पे 0 टाइप नहीं कर सकते हम, जैसे
ना ना ना, डोंट, बिल्कुल भी नहीं कर सकते टाइप। आप कुछ भी नहीं कर सकते हो। जहां आपने हाथ से टाइप किया ना, एक्सेल की फंक्शनैलिटी खत्म।
एंड से ये जो वैल्यू थी, रेफरेंस वैल्यू होती है, दैट शुड बी एनी फॉर्मूला ड्रिवन वैल्यू और इट्स इंडिपेंडेंट वैल्यू।
कौन सी रेफरेंस वैल्यू?
जैसे गोल सीक में अपन करते हैं ना,
गोल सीक में जो गोल, जिस सेल में आपको गोल सीक करना है वहां पे हमेशा फॉर्मूला होना चाहिए, ठीक है।
यस सर।
और जो आप सेल का रेफरेंस दे रहे हो ना, वो सिर्फ वैल्यूज होनी चाहिए। आपने देखा होगा मैंने यहाँ वैल्यू करके रेफरेंस दिया है। अगर मैं इस फॉर्मूला का रेफरेंस देता तो गोल सीक काम नहीं करता। और अगर आप गलत सेल का रेफरेंस देंगे तो ऐसा होगा, ठीक है। देखिए क्या होगा गोल सीक। मैं जानबूझ के गलत कर रहा हूँ ये। गोल सीक सेट सेल this to value 0 by changing, और ये to value 100 ऐसे कर देते हैं, by changing this cell। अब ये सेल नहीं चेंज कर सकता गोल सीक, क्योंकि ये कनेक्टेड ही नहीं। देखिए क्या होगा, सेल मस्ट कंटेन अ वैल्यू। फॉर्मूला को तो लेता ही नहीं है वो सेल, ठीक है। फारूक, आई हैव ऑलरेडी एक्सप्लेन डेटा टेबल, आई विल डू इट वंस मोर फॉर यू। देखिए अभी करते हैं फारूक। एनी डाउट्स इन दिस?
When you say that for goal seek it has to be a value, can that value still be connected to a cell that is equal to this cell?
नो,
It has to be an absolute value.
एब्सोल्यूट वैल्यू।
Okay, got it.
मतलब आपको कहीं से वो वैल्यू डिराइव भी हुई है ना, तो
हाँ.
put that value in another cell as an absolute
It
value.
has to be an absolute value.
It has to be an absolute.
Got it. Thank you.
Sir, this is Murli here.
Yeah,
I have
yeah.
a question.
Mhm.
Yes, sir. Yeah, if the customer doesn't want the value to be 0 at the end of his lifetime, if he wants to leave some legacy, say ₹1 crore to the left to the hirers. So can we do that? Can we apply that number?
Yeah, yeah, we should be. Let's see if it is working.
Yeah.
But what will we change in that? Like investment amount you want to,
Instead of the
we will have to incorporate that in the original calculation.
got it. Okay.
ये वाला जो फॉर्मूला है ना,
हाँ.
let's say इससे PV is rate is 2.37%, NPR is 20, PMT is minus this amount, then future value में 1 crore डाल के देखते हैं. Let's see what happens.
You can also put goal in the goal seek instead of 0 put 1 crore. Also
वो भी करके देखेंगे. Let's see what happens.
That is a
Yeah,
that is
yeah, that,
total
yeah.
And type
Yeah,
is 1. It is 51128. पहले क्या आंसर आ रहा था? फ्यूचर वैल्यू में अगर हम ये नहीं डाल रहे थे, we are getting the answer as 517,54312. And amount was so this was our original calculation, huh? Now if we would leave 1 crore, future value 1 crore, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Why this amount is reducing? कुछ तो गड़बड़ है. इसमें डाल के देखते हैं.
shall we check it through the goal seek only?
Goal seek, yeah,
Instead
yeah.
of 0? Yeah.
Let's try that goal seek function. 3203249.57. Now fx, this value is there, And here given. Because I have to apply goal seek, no, तो मैंने ऐसा reference दिया है absolute value. And now if I apply goal seek, data, what if analysis, goal seek, set the cell to the cell 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. By changing with cell rate of return change करके देखें. Yes. Look at the expected return.
No, so then
वो
in that
गड़-
case,
वो
that
गड़-
should be the,
वो गड़बड़ इसलिए आ रहा है because
yeah,
the original investment that we are doing, no?
correct.
ये 70,000 this has to be changed or something has to change. देखो ठीक है, I've got this problem, इसको करेंगे solve. अभी I think we should be able to do something about it. देखिए the best way, safest way is goal seek नहीं लग पाएगा इसमें. We have to
हाँ,
that include it here only. And how will we include it here? 1 crore का present value निकाल लीजिए. 1 crore 1 2 3 4 5 6 7
हाँ, correct.
divided by 1 plus 8% to about 20. उसको इसमें ऐड कर देंगे. So
Yeah.
your original corpus would be this plus this. If your original corpus is this and we start with this number, finally इतने साल के बाद अपने पास आराम से 1 करोड़ बचना चाहिए. 92,59259 बच रहा है. ये क्यों बच रहा है? Let us see. It should be actually 1 crore, no?
Correct.
Should be this. And for other people, it might get a little confused because Excel में हम नई नई चीजें शुरू करते हैं ना, वो हो जाता है. Farooq, you are there?
Yes, sir.
Actually, we have done data table once. एक बार मैं आपके लिए repeat कर देता हूँ.
Sure, sir.
See this. This data table में हमने क्या किया था? For other people also, they can see the data table. Investment amount was 10,000. Okay. Rate is 12%. NPR is 5. So first calculation we did was, we did this FV calculation. FV rate is 1 plus 12% to the power 1 by 12. Monthly rate निकाल रहे हैं, बाकी कुछ नहीं. 12 minus 1. NPR is 5. PMT is minus this amount. PV is 0 and type is 1. क्या कैलकुलेट किया हमने? क्या गड़बड़ किया है मैंने इसमें? इसको गड़बड़ है. 5 into 12. So 8,11,036. This is our corpus. Now we wanted to check at 3 scenarios. कि what if I invest 12% की जगह 9%, 12% and 16%? ये जो result है, इसी की same row में we have taken 9, 12 and 16%. So this is called row input because it is in the same row as the result. And column input में in the same column we have taken time period to be 3, 5 and 7. No? ये दोनों ले लिया कि अगर हम 5 साल की जगह 3 साल इन्वेस्ट करें या 5 years इन्वेस्ट करें 7 years. After doing this, what we'll have to do, we'll to select this whole area, go to data, go to what if analysis, go to data table. Row input cell would be rate wala cell and column input cell would be ये वाला cell. Column input में जो same column में and row input में जो same row में. Got it, Farooq?
Yes,
When
sir.
we do okay, we'll get all that.
Okay.
In this mistake could be, आप कई बार ऐसा करेंगे तो ऐसा लगेगा सब में एक ही वैल्यू आ रही है. वो तब होता है जब आपने ये जो सेल है ना, यहाँ पे सिर्फ सेल रेफरेंस देने हैं आपको. Nothing you have to put by hand.
Okay.
Because if you won't do this, then गड़बड़ होता है.
ठीक है, sir. Got it, sir.
So today we did data table, we did goal seek, we did increasing SIP, we did SWP. Anything else?
Sir, we will solve that problem, sir, which I have requested you.
What was that? Ask me.
Yeah.
Like,
Let's say if there is an SIP of 10,000 rupees.
okay, SIP amount is 10,000.
10,000 rupees,
Hmm.
and it is for about 10 years.
Okay, period is 10 years.
Okay, no, bye.
And the expected rate of return is 12% during the SIP tenure.
Rate is 12%.
And
Farooq, can
SWP
you put yourself in mute? Actually, there is some disturbance. Yeah, thank you. Rate is 12%.
and SWP starts from 11th year.
SWP from 11th year.
From 11th year.
And for how many years?
That is for about 15 years.
15 years. Okay.
And SWP amount is 20,000, 15,000.
Now, what do we want to calculate here? At what rate should it be invested? Or
one is okay. The SWP rate is about 8%.
SWP ka rate is 8%. After matlab in return after this 10 years.
Correct, sir. And at 25, I need at least, let's say 50 lakhs. So what is that exactly SIP amount that I should plan?
Okay, okay. So at the end of SIP, you should be having 50 lakhs more. At end of 25 years, I need 50 lakh more.
50.
Okay.
I need 50 lakhs, and what should, how that thing should change? I mean,
so
what should
basically,
be
as I
my
understood the
SIP amount?
problem, that today we are going to start an SIP of X amount. Abhi 10,000 humne
Yes.
aise le liya, aisa bol
Yes,
sakte.
excellent.
And we are going to continue that SIP for next 10 years.
Right.
And basically, we also want that after 25 years, I should have 50 lakhs more.
Right. Right.
इसका थोड़ा easy solution बता दूं, गोल्सी का जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगा इसमें.
हाँ, वो SWP का X plus 50% and end में it can be SIP into whatever. I mean, to make it easy.
See this. What we can do is, like for next 15 years, we want 15,000 rupees and return is 8%. So इसका present value कितना आ जाएगा for the next 15 years? The PV of this stream would be 1 plus 8%. 8% I am assuming कि debt mutual fund वगैरह में कहीं return आएगा. Market based return है. 1 by 12 minus 1. This is the return that we are getting on SIP, 1 plus 8%. Number of periods would be 15 into 12. PMT would be minus 15,000.
15,000.
Future value is 0. And type
Future
is
value डालना पड़ेगा ना sir?
अभी वो अलग कर रहे हैं. This is for ongoing pay. And we also want 50 lakh rupees at the end of, so 50 lakhs divided by 1 plus 8% to the power 15. So at the end of 10 years, we want this amount. At the end of 10 years, we want this amount of 42 lakh 60,000. This is my target.
Yeah.
Correct? To invest it, to accumulate this target, I have to make an PMT. Rate is 8%, or rather, I'll say 1 plus 8% to the power 1 by 12 minus 1. Number of periods would be 10 into 12.
Sir, वो 12 लेना पड़ेगा ना? 8 लेना.
कौन सा?
You took 8 as a percentage.
हाँ, my mistake. Investing time को 12 है, correct है. 12%, exactly. PV is 0. Initial investment कोई नहीं है. There is no initial investment. So 0. Future value is this amount, 42,6168, and type is 1. So 19,015 is the amount.
Sir, इसको इंश्योरेंस वाले दिखाते हैं ना सर, वो एक कैश फ्लो टेबल करके. That's where I am stuck, sir. ये कैलकुलेशन में कैलकुलेटर पे करके I am able to get that number. But the problem is happening when I want to put it as a cash flow statement कि आप 10 years ये करेगा, फिर बाद में SWP and end में. If I want to put it in
मतलब पूरा शेड्यूल बनाना है आपको.
शेड्यूल एक वो एक बना.
हाँ, देखते हैं.
सर दूसरा शीट पे करो ना सर. All are happening in one sheet.
Okay, चलिए दूसरी. Let's see कि कैसे बनाना है इसको. चलिए 1, 2. The whole story is of 25 years. 25 years को months में बना दे. Because our investment that we have calculated is monthly investment. या फिर इसको थोड़ा easy कर लेते हैं. ये जो PMT है ना, this PMT को let's calculate annual PMT. You will get an idea then. If this PMT is an annual PMT, rate would be 12%, NPR would be 10 years. Okay. So annually you will have to invest 2,16,000. Okay, this is your annual investment. It is equal to जो अपना आया था 90. So if you are taking now your yearly premium, जैसे insurance का yearly premium होता है ना, your yearly premium is this amount, 2,16,000. इसको fix कर देंगे हम, because this is the same amount, no? For the first 15 years. You are mute, Kalyan.
Sir, only 10 years now, sir. After 15
अच्छा 10 years, हाँ हाँ, like I am getting disoriented. तो 10 years में ये amount है minus 2,000. From 11th year onwards, इसको भी annual कर देते हैं. एक और काम करते हैं.
हाँ.
इसको भी annual कर देते हैं, आपका withdrawal को भी.
1,80,000.
So withdrawal को 15,000 की जगह 1,80,000 per annum लगा देते हैं ना. So rate would be annual, NPR would be 15, and PMT would be this into 12. तो थोड़ा वैल्यू चेंज हो जाएगा, which is okay. ये इतना ज्यादा वैल्यू चेंज हो जाएगा, मिस्टेक हो गई. 8%, NPR 15. This is 1,80,000. Correct again. 16,60,962. Or maybe we'll see. यहाँ भी देख लेते हैं. If we are investing in the second sheet, let's see. Now this amount will be after 1 year. It will be this into
12%.
1 plus 12%.
Yes, sir.
Or rather, देखिए इस पे इंटरेस्ट कितना आएगा, एक काम करते हैं. इंटरेस्ट एंड बैलेंस. दिस इज इंटरेस्ट वुड बी this into 12%. Other people, if they are getting a little, they may leave also, but I'm solving this. If you want to stay, you are welcome. So, उसको minus ना लेके, let's take this is positive. Interest is this into 12%. Thank you, Aparna. Now balance would be this plus this. After 1 year amount, this will become?
Yes, sir.
After 1 year, the principal would be this amount now. This would be the balance. Interest would be the same.
Interest increase हो जाएगा.
22,000 हो जाएगा ना. It will keep on increasing. Now we have, so this will be our accumulation. जो आपका final balance होगा ना, that will be our accumulation. So this will be our accumulation. क्या गड़बड़ हो गया इसमें? $45 lakhs, 4 lakh 50. How can it be so less? Only this much? We are investing 1,64,000. How can we push to गड़बड़ है?
No, sir, कुछ गड़बड़ हो गई.
This is fixed. This is the interest. This is the interest plus accumulation. Accumulation will become the beginning balance of next year, 12%. And this will be the balance next year, 2,06,000. 12%, 2,38,000.
You're not adding SIP in the second year.
Acha, we are not adding it. Got it,
SIP
got it.
you're not adding.
Yeah. Correct. So we'll have to insert. Okay. Investment. Every year this investment will be there, no?
Right.
And this investment will be there every year. This investment will be there every year. Just a second. We are not adding the principal portion every year. So total would be, now next year it will be balance plus this amount and F. So every year this amount will be added, no?
Yes, sir.
And then we will get. So now this is correct, no? 32,40,171. Now from this year there is a withdrawal of 1,80,000.
Right.
Interest will be there and there is a withdrawal also.
Correct.
इसको भी डाल देते हैं. And the initial 10 years there is no withdrawal, no?
Yes, sir. 0.
Initial 10 years there is no withdrawal, and after that there is a constant withdrawal of 1,80,000.
Yes, sir.
This figure we will put for the next 25 years. So balance हमको चाहिए 50 lakh rupees. So after that investment will stop.
Correct.
So after that, this would be only balance would be the thing. अब ये जो है इस पे 8% इंटरेस्ट आता रहेगा. The new interest would be 8%, no? So investment will be 0 actually. Just a second. So here now the new would be only balance, and ये जो है this is 12% की जगह it will change to 8%. 8%. And your new formula would be this plus this minus this. This will be your balance. Got it? So, and then you will drag it like this. Is this correct? 97,49,000 कैसे बच रहा है आपका? एक मिनट रुकिए. बच गया भाई 53,90,000 बच गया. Got it? Say this.
Abhi, if you want, we can. Abhi, we want it, we can do goal seek instead of 53. You can change it
Change
accordingly.
it to 50 lakhs or whatever.
Whatever it is, whatever. It is
अभी यहाँ पे
required, so
गोल
that-
सीक नहीं लगाया क्योंकि मैंने जल्दी जल्दी में क्या किया ना, वैल्यूज हाथ से डाल दिए. ये जो 12% है ना, 8%, 12%, मेक दैट टेबल और गिव सेल रेफरेंस. यहाँ पे इस टेबल में आई हैव नॉट गिवन सेल रेफरेंस बिकॉज यू आर जस्ट कि ये होता है कि नहीं होता. सो इंस्टेड ऑफ डू दिस, से दिस रेट बिफोर इज 12%. ठीक है. आफ्टर रेट इज 8%. गिव सेल रेफरेंसेस एवरीवेयर. तो ये जो 12% है ना, इसको इंस्टेड ऑफ दिस 12% गिव दिस, एंड फॉर द फर्स्ट इसको फिक्स कर देंगे F4.
Okay.
And we can drag it down for the next 10 years. And इसको हम दे देंगे from 11th years 8% की जगह we will give the cell reference FNF4. And we can drag it. Now I guess और कुछ हाथ से नहीं है. Now you can apply goal seek. डाले इसमें. मान लीजिए हमको 53 लाख की जगह we want to data what if analysis goal seek exact 50 lakhs चाहिए. What do you want to change? Initial investment or the value? The initial investment cell reference है तो यहाँ पे नहीं बदलेगा वो. तो यहाँ पे जाना पड़ेगा. This. But यहाँ भी फॉर्मूला है तो आपको सबसे पहले उसको एब्सोल्यूट वैल्यू देनी पड़ेगी. ये जो है ना 164,856 दिस शुड बी एब्सोल्यूट वैल्यू. अभी क्या होगा? फाइल डेटा व्हाट इफ एनालिसिस goal seek set the cell to value 50 lakhs by changing this cell by changing this cell. ये this 157 से आपका काम हो जाएगा. Got it? Your SW problem is solved now.
Yes.
You can make this schedule for whatever number of years. Yes, we put.
Sir, this is example of like some amount is going at 8% and then you're withdrawing after 10 years.
No, not after 10 years. This is an example that we are investing for 12 years. Okay. And withdrawing for 15 years, the same amount.
Okay.
And after that, still leaving a corpus. 50 lakh ka last mein hi bacha.
Okay.
So this is similar to a deferred annuity kind of plan. उसका होता है ना pension plan
yes.
of a insurance company वैसा है.
Yes, sir.
Kalyan had that specific query. So I guess now it is solved. Kalyan.
Yes, sir.
So ये sheet mail कर देंगे सर या अभी?
हाँ ये sheet mail कर दूँगा.
Actually, getting 8% in debt is not very easy.
हाँ ना easy
Yes.
or difficult that is a different thing.
I'm not. What I'm trying to say is, from practical point of view, 8% is slightly on the higher side.
It's a very higher side.
Yeah.
Very high, yes.
So you can goal 6 and change भी कर सकते हैं.
Unless one goes for a hybrid product, something like that.
Perfect. At least hybrid. Even debt fund will not give 8%.
No, not at all. Not at all. Hybrid might give, but it like carry the risk.
Yeah. Chaliye, I guess this is what we have for today. If you want, we can keep these kind of classes like this. These all today I covered all the advanced functions only. I did not cover any basic functions. Basic functions, because advanced functions क्या है वो याद नहीं रहते. Basic functions you may use regularly and you might remember, but advanced functions are. So today I covered goal seek, data table, and all these twisted calculations. And because I had received some query, Farooq messaged me, Kalyan messaged me, and one or two people or more messaged me. So I realized कि ऐसा अलग-अलग बताने से अच्छा. Let's keep a session. Farooq, I guess your data table आपसे हो गया क्या?
सर मैंने अभी मोबाइल से ज्वाइन किया है. मैं अभी आउट ऑफ स्टेशन हूँ सर. मैं मेरी जो क्वेरी थी वो मुझे समझ में आ गया सर.
परफेक्ट है. तो अपन एक काम करेंगे, ये वाले शीट में शेयर कर दूंगा और मैं रिकॉर्डिंग का लिंक शेयर करूंगा आपको.
श्योर, डेफिनेटली सर.
रह गए हैं तो वो देख लेंगे. चलिए, थैंक्स अ लॉट.
थैंक यू सो मच सर.
Thank you very much.
So when are you planning to conduct workshops or workshop this on plan?
वर्कशॉप नेक्स्ट मंथ करेंगे. हाँ, नेक्स्ट वीक ऑल्सो वी आर डूइंग अ सेशन ऑन डेरिवेटिव्स. ऐसे फ्री सेशन रहेगा 1.5 घंटे का. आई एम गोइंग टू लॉन्च अ कोर्स ऑन डेरिवेटिव सून, ऑप्शन स्ट्रेटजीज एंड ऑल. तो उससे एक इंट्रोडक्टरी डेरिवेटिव का कोर्स करेंगे, बेसिक कोर्स, नेक्स्ट संडे मोस्टली. अभी मैं आई विल अनाउंस इट इन द ग्रुप. सो विल डू दैट. फाइनेंशियल प्लान कंस्ट्रक्शन इज नेक्स्ट मंथ. नेक्स्ट मंथ में देखते हैं, फेस्टिवल्स हैं तो उसके बीच में कभी करने की कोशिश करेंगे.
तो सर एक शेड्यूल कैलेंडर रिलीज कर दो ना.
कैलेंडर डाल देता हूँ मैं. कैलेंडर डाल देता हूँ अपने इवेंट्स का, अपने वर्कशॉप्स का डाल देता हूँ. For last 3-4 months I have been busy in other things, तो मैं ज्यादा कर नहीं पाया. But now we are relaunching. Physical भी करेंगे, mostly online रहेगा, but some physical programs will again start in Mumbai.
Yes, sir.
We'll start with Mumbai. बाकी देखेंगे.
Yes. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
चलिए.